Got it.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Old Card Shop, another episode of the Trainer Profile or Trainer Spotlight here with none other than Thrifty TCG. But as always, I want to welcome you to the channel, say thanks for dropping in and give you a chance to kind of plug your own channel here. But how you doing today, Thrifty?
I am great. Great to be talking with I missed the bear hat. I wish you're not feeling it today. That's good. This is a good thing for all of us. So we're all good if you don't have the bear hat on, basically.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna be as bitter as we usually are. It's on. You see a good side of me. I don't know, a good side. You see a different side of me, that's for sure. But not today.
The long flowing locks instead of the bear locks. That's good. It's good.
No, yeah, thanks for coming here, Thrifty. I know I've been loving your channel here. You've been doing a whole bunch of good stuff. I love the chill and chill that you've been doing. I think it's like a weekly. It seems like it's like bi-weekly sometimes, because you also have like the hangout podcast kind of thing that you do once in a while, which I love. So everyone, if you're just tuning in, if you'd love to see a new kind of chill hangout channel that has great market talks, and I think that Thrifty has some great takes on the hobby in general, well, give her a like, give her a subscribe, go check her out. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. And she's everywhere anyway, so I'm sure you already see. And
I literally am.
If you've been in any live chat, you've been in any of our our Discord meetings or anything, whatever it is, you probably interacted with Thrifty. So we're just grateful she's actually here. So we're gonna have a fun night. So yeah, no bear hat tonight. I'm happy to be here. We're not bitter at all. We're good. I've got some fun new hats in store though.
Oh boy, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, everyone's talking about the hats, and I have a couple that we've ordered. So yeah, you may be on to something.
It works. You know what I mean?
If I'm the hat guy, I'm the hat guy. Whatever, Then once I lose all of this, it's just I have a
fine. Actually, you'll have a backup.
No, exactly. So Thrifty, I have a couple questions I kind of want to get through today. We have some juicy questions and some fun ones too. I think this is my favorite series to do when I'm just talking to someone one-on-one, because I really kind of get into like who they are as a trainer, as a person. And because a lot of the time I find that people who have their own YouTubes, their own channels, or just people in general, I know sometimes they can talk about themselves, but they don't always talk about themselves. And I like to use it as an opportunity to kind of draw stuff out of people. So I want to ask you a little bit about kind of your experience in the hobby. And I always like to start out with just kind of the best, and in my opinion, the best place to start is, how did you get into the hobby? Like, if you had to like say your origin story for Pokemon, just what would you say that would be?
There are a couple of different entry points for me. First of all was probably, it's weird actually. I used to go to this stamp store, like, rubber stamps. It's like for scrapbooking and shit like that. Like,
oh, you mean the ones that you would like stamp?
Like rubber stamps.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Okay. There was a whole store for this, right? In this, I don't know why I was there. I don't know. I could not tell you why, but my mom and I were there, and on the front counter, they have a box of Jungle First Edition. And I saw the Flareon and I was like, that is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Can I have some, please? And my mom got me one pack.
So your first experience is Jungle.
Jungle is my first spot ever. First thing I pulled. And then, so I opened the pack, hit a Holo Vaporeon First Edition. Yes. It was sick. I was done for at that point. Like that's it. They got my ass, dude. They got me good.
Yeah, the first holo, I see, and I don't even remember my first holo per se, but I do remember, like you, being got after that first pack. That's cool that Jungle was your first. Because honestly, I think Jungle is my favorite of the early WotC sets. Like base sets, everyone says base set because it's base set, and that was my first one, base set. I was like first edition for me even, but no, I think Jungle is really cool, and I'm glad that was your first one. That's awesome to hear.
It has some of it has the evolutions. I was just a sucker for all of it. You know what I mean? I think if I would have come in at base set, I would have not been so stoked. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
you might have been. It's still pretty hyped. Let me tell you, it's pretty hyped still.
Yeah, I know.
What about the anime? Did you watch the anime at all at that
point? Oh yeah. I love the anime. I don't know whether I saw the cards first or the anime first. Like I can't.
Neither do I. I don't know.
I cannot decide what I've seen. Probably the anime. That would make me want to buy the cards. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure. Right? Yeah.
it has to be that way around. It's like the chicken and the egg. I think that the anime is the chicken and the cards are the egg or something. I don't really know. So I think that would be the reason why I wanted to get the cards at all. And so yeah, that was like my first thing. And then I don't really remember opening packs ever after that. Like
It's so I don't
I
remember.
couldn't tell you what I opened.
Right,
Like,
me neither. That's so weird. I think that's so funny you bring that up because like your first, I mean, sure, other people, but a lot of people say they remember all this stuff. I am like you. I don't remember a lot of like
got
the
nothing.
experience.
Got nothing.
Yeah.
And the only thing I do remember is actually seeing Japanese packs somewhere I used to go. I think this is it actually. This is like unearthing shit in my brain.
This is why we do this.
So
I'm dragging this out.
like this is good.
Okay. The stamp store too, because that's a whole
the stamp store is a weird throwback. Like that's some 90s shit right there. You know what I mean? Like that's real. So I was at my grandparents' house. That's where it is. Okay. And they had a card store right by their house, like right on the corner of like these two main roads right by their house. And I was like, I go in there and they have Japanese packs. And they were like $2 and I was paying like $5 or $6 for first ed packs back in like 1990, 2000, whatever, whenever I got it. And so I bought a couple of Japanese packs and they had, they always have a holo in it. Dope. I'm in. Like I was down like Charlie Brown for that. Like that was the best.
And then kids liked the Japanese ones better because it was like exotic. You're like, oh, it's like something I haven't seen.
Nobody's seen these cards before. Like you were getting them like now. You were getting them a couple months before they actually came out, or even like maybe even a year before.
It was a few months, I believe, but you're actually right. It was a couple years.
It was like 96, 90, like 98, and then we got it a year later. Like they were already through like Jungle or Fossil maybe by the time we got it.
Yeah, they were already in the dark stuff. I remember seeing the darks and not knowing what it was, but thinking it was so like cool. Yeah. No,
so that's like where it clicked, and I was just like, this is cool. And I know it now. Like that's it. Like that got me also. Old back Japanese stuff like just hits for me. And like I almost bought sleeves that have the old back Japanese like print on it just because like
cool.
Like that's kind of what I like.
Yeah, no,
it's just smooth and nice.
Japanese, definitely. I agree with you. It's very nostalgic. I have a couple old back Japanese that are in personal collection for me for sure.
It's a great, like, I don't know. That's like most recognizable for me. So that's when I was like little, right? And then 5th grade, I get out of it probably. So like 13, whatever. I played a ton of soccer, like travel soccer, like, I was on like 4 teams at one time in my life. You know what I mean?
I played a little soccer myself too. I understand how hard, how much time that requires. Yeah.
It's a lot. Like, and when you're playing at those levels, it's just like, you have like 3 practices, 5 practices a week. You're just like, dude, this sucks. Like, so I didn't really have time for other things, to be honest. And, so that kind of went away. Also, I didn't understand the second generation. I was like, what is this that they're doing? We already have them. We don't need more. Like
it blew my mind. The second generation, it literally blew my mind.
What are these for? I already have the 151. Like, I don't need them. This is what I was going for the whole time, is these guys.
Like I got them all.
Understand that there was more to come. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're smart. The thrifty shopper in you was smart, right? Because you're like, I don't have to keep on buying this, and you keep adding more. Every time I complete my goal, you add more. Like,
that's ridiculous. Exactly.
That's a rug pull.
I was just like, I was like, no, you guys aren't gonna get it. No, you're not gonna get it from me. So
that's funny.
I was out Gen 2, and then it turns out I ended up playing Heart Gold Soul Silver. I played Silver for like the longest time on my like Game Boy Color. Probably that's a
good game.
Okay, I had Yellow and Silver. Those are the 2 games like that I played the most probably in my life.
You're gonna have 2 of the early ones. Those are kind of the ones. Like
that's it. Yeah,
those are good.
I don't know how many hours. It's disgusting. Probably as much as I played soccer. So it was like
The best
I
thing
would
about that
get
is you can just play it whenever you want, though, and you didn't have to like go and have an opponent to sit down and play with. Like,
no,
the,
you just
got the Game
I
Boy.
would be like in my room at night just playing with a backlight, you know.
That's a beautiful thing. That's
They're
the
the
beautiful
best.
thing about
Yeah.
Pokemon. I think that a lot of people are so nostalgic about it. Man, that's so funny. That's I feel like that stamp store is very similar to like where I actually used to buy my cards, my Pokemon cards, the early days before it was like everywhere. Because like
Yeah.
you could go to sports card stores and they would have it eventually in the 90s,
Yeah.
but like they didn't in the beginning. It's just sports
Mhm.
cards, and only some would have it. But then there'd be a papyrus store. It had like the Beanie Babies,
Oh, okay,
had like
okay.
gift cards, like
Yeah, yeah.
fancy gift cards, and like little
Yeah.
figurines and ornaments and stuff,
It's
and
like a
like
Hallmark store
it felt
kind
like
of
a
a thing.
grandma's store. Yeah, like a Hallmark store, basically. I felt like I needed to be there with my
Yeah.
grandma. They also were the ones who sold me my Princess Diana beanie baby.
Hell yeah, I still have that shit. Don't fuck with me on that.
They
I
sold
love
those scalpers sold it to me for $75.
that.
$75.
God, I don't even remember. I paid so like that was probably one of the first things I collect. Maybe that was after Pokemon, right?
It was right around the same time. So for me, I got into Beanie Babies the same time I got into Pokemon because I
Mhm.
was collecting baseball cards with my dad. And I remember my mom bought me some Beanie Babies and she got me some Pokemon. And I remember him getting really upset about that because I stopped collecting baseball, stopped collecting sports, and I started collecting Pokemon and Beanie Babies basically simultaneously. And to a father figure who's like
It's like,
guiding
why
his
is this
son.
happening to me?
He's like, this is the worst thing. He's like, gosh, he's like, I couldn't dream a worse thing that could happen to me.
That's
These
hilarious.
cartoon characters, he's like, we had a good thing going. We're collecting Ken Griffey Jr.,
Like,
Padre, and then we come in
that's
with these
so
stuffed
funny, dude.
animals and these damn Pokemon cards.
God dang Pokemans.
I'll tell you what. he didn't love Pokemon, but nowadays he laughs about it now. He loves the fact that this is what I do, but it is funny, ironic, you know what I mean.
That's awesome. That's
But
hilarious.
but a stamp store. So like
It's
did you
a hella throwback.
was that just like
you know?
your gateway? You had to go to the stamp store. It's like, we had to go to this weird stamp store to get Pokemon.
Yeah, it was far away from my house too. I remember that. Like, I literally could not tell you why I was there, but like,
It's for the
that's so
Pokemon.
funny. My mom was big into scrapbooking. I think that was like a
Yeah.
big old thing back in the 90s. So.
It's still a thing because I think in like one of the towns that I used to live in like 5-6 years ago on their main street, there was like a scrapbooking like kind of thing, and it was like, how do you stay in business? Is there enough people who like, or
Do
is there
people
rent?
actually come here? What the hell?
The thing is, I think they've been around for so long and they must just own the building. Their rent just must be like $20 a month. And they're like,
Yeah,
they're still
literally,
making money,
like,
at $20 a month, they're
yeah.
not making $20 in sales a month. But
Or it's like they're the only person that works there, so they don't have to actually make money. You just have to like
yeah,
survive. You
that's
know
what I mean. It's like the same person who's owned it since 1942. They haven't the same light bulb. They keep on, screwing in a little bit with a little WD-40. But yeah. Oh gosh, this has gone off the rails already. It's the hour one.
It'll happen when I'm around.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's good. That's great. Okay, so I love asking first about what got you into the hobby because it's a great entry point for people because a lot of people have similar stories and a lot of people have very unique stories too. And I think there's fun things to be drawn from that.
Yeah.
And it did, like you said, it drew out some memories even, for me talking about it there. So that's great. So hopefully anyone who's watching,
I've been activated, bro. We good.
Yeah. So I also want to ask though about the hobby in general, about for you, a lot of people who do this or who make YouTubes, and the general consensus is like, this is our whole life, right? So I want to ask, is this something that is full time for you? Like, do you only do Pokemon? Do you have another like a real career or like what's your, as much as you're comfortable sharing, but like what's the scoop on Thrifty's, outside of Pokemon, or is Pokemon all you do? Is this like your life?
I mean, it takes up a lot of my time, but actually I don't make money off of it, I would say, at all. I have before, I just currently don't or don't really want to. I'm a hospice nurse, so I live at someone else's house for like a couple of days, like 4 days a week, and then I come home for 3 days a week. And so I take care of an old lady, and I've known her for my whole life, but also I've done this for a couple other people in my life. So it's just like it kind of fit perfectly. And so, you know, I make a decent amount of money. I can afford to not have to sell things like that I like. And the things that I buy, I try to have a focus, you know, some kind of focus into what it is, like whether it's nostalgia for me or whether it's like something, a goal that I'm going after. Like, I think I'm number 7 in the set registry for Charmanders right now.
Wow, that's cool. I have another friend who
Yeah.
loves Charmander. Is Charmander your favorite Pokemon?
It's one of them. I want to do a Mew one, but I don't, most of my shit's in CGC. So it's like
You look
kind
so
of
good in
annoying.
CGC.
And Mew does look really good in CGC. And, you know, it's just, I could start the CGC set registry and probably be like number 2 or 3 probably in that. But
Start doing that.
yeah, they do have it now. So I haven't really looked into it yet. I have like a membership, so I could tinker with it a little bit. But the PSA set registry, I have the app on my phone. It's hella easy. So I just kind of do that. And Oak turned me onto that actually. You know, he's such a weirdo about the registry. And then I just started with Charmanders because I was buying like secret rare Charmanders and stuff like that from weird sets, like Stormfront. I have like the Japanese secret rare Charmander
The
hollow.
Dragon one too.
Yeah. And like I have, what else is it? I like all of the hollow Charmanders are like my favorite thing. Like, because I don't think that the starters get the love that they deserve, like the treatment they deserve, you know, like
You don't think Charmander in that line?
like they have a lot of cards, don't get me wrong, but it's like the art and the secret rarage, like they could do cool shit like you know, Jesus. Squirtle Squad Squirtle alt art. Like, where is that, dude? Like,
I get what you're
these
saying.
are easy things you can do. Like
Pikachu, they do the same thing with Pikachu. Or Chonkachu, there wasn't like a really ultra rare chaseable Pikachu that existed really.
It's like they didn't even start putting like red on cards till like 2019 or like 2016, I guess. Like, well, they put Ash on a Pikachu GX card, I guess.
They have a bias towards like the stage 2 evolutions and giving them like the really, really cool designs because they're like the final evolutions. But like,
yeah,
Pikachu never evolved.
No, we didn't want him to either.
Yeah, and Gary didn't evolve his. Well, actually, sometimes he did, but sometimes you saw Eevee not evolve. You know,
yeah,
you know.
That's what I mean. So like they could do so much with like characters that we love, like, and they know what we like. They're not they're not idiots. Like they do market research. They know what we deal with. They know what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind of. You know, they do throw in weird ass Pokemon all the time, but
yeah. So I agree. I'd say Charmander gets probably the most.
Okay, yeah. So Charmander set registry is where I'm at. Like that's my collecting goal right now is like I'm not doing well, you know, I'm not like trying to overspend on Charmanders, you know what I mean? So like if I see a good deal, I scoop one up, you know.
Can I ask a question about set registry?
Yeah, you go.
What's the deal with that? How's it work? I mean, I kind of get the premise, but for anyone who's watching, like set registry is like a whole nother level. Because for a long time with PSA, I thought that if you got your card graded and it was whatever, it put in itself into a registry of some sort that was registered, but it's different because it's actually your card that's registered. So Thrifty, tell me, what's the deal with set registries? As someone who likes it, I'm someone who doesn't really understand it. I
didn't care. Like, if you would ask me about this, like 6 months ago, a year ago, like before I made the thing, before I met Professor Oak, really, he ruined my life. That's the point I'm trying to make. He Thanks, just Oak. Like, hi, Oak. It was so interesting. Yeah. See, what's up, Oak? Hi, plug for Professor Oak YouTube in the comments. Put it in there. Yeah, we'll see him. Yeah, totally. Love you. So yeah, he ruined my life and made me start a set registry. And it's just ego. It's just an ego thing. It's just like, it's just dick swinging, really, is all it is. Also, I feel like it's more than that, though. I feel like it helps give you goals. Even though I talk a lot of crap, it does focus me a lot, which is helpful. It gives you a focused goal. As hell. Yeah, and it gives you a number too, which is, it helps to have that sort of, that. I'm at number 7 and I don't have that many. Like I don't have a lot. I have maybe like, I don't know, maybe less than 20.
Okay, nice. Josh says that's awesome. Congratulations. But cynical Josh says
nobody uses it. That's why I'm number 7 in the
what does
world,
that tell you
bro.
about site registry? What does that tell you about site registry?
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. PSA is saying it, not me. Okay.
Yeah, and now
I am not number 1 set number 7, but according to PSA, I am. So come at me, bro.
I believe that set registry is pretty cool, and it would be a lot cooler if it was just like there's no way to be automated. Like there's no way for them to know who owns the card. But here's my question: like, are they ever auditing these registries? So like once you
yes.
Oh, so you have to provide proof.
If I try to put in, I get a new card off PWCC or whatever. I try to put it into my registry, and it is registered to another person in the registry, either whether you use it or you graded with them. I think it puts it into your registry if you grade with them, auto. But I'm not 100%. I haven't checked on that really, but maybe you do have to enter everything you want. Like if there's another set registry person that it's registered to, and you try to put it in yours, it will not let you. It will say like, okay, we have to send an email to somebody else, to the guy who owns this, and Mewtwo.
So this card right here is a card that was a popular.
Dude, I saw you drew that shit after you sold it.
And so what's to stop me from being in the set registry?
That's epic.
When they go to audit that, because I graded that card, so it is graded in the registry. When he goes and tries to change it, what stopped me from submitting a picture of that card?
That would be epic, but it does not matter.
They audit it.
It's like it'll send you an email if that's your card, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like 2 days to respond saying, oh, I sold this card, or like if you don't respond basically within 2 or 3 days to their email, then it automatically goes into my registry. You just have to wait a couple days if you input something that they don't like, that is registered to someone else. That's what I mean to say.
My whatnot scammer mind is going here, you know what I mean?
It's interesting because they're like talking, I'm seeing things about like how the cert number, like how this set registry cert numbers and like QR codes can be used as like thing ownership, like proof of ownership, almost like as NFTs in some way. Yeah. I heard Beckett's thinking about doing something like that, or they're partnered with a company that does that. So
yeah, if they attach it to some dumb crap like that, that is brilliant. People love that kind.
That's what I'm saying. It's a virtual vault of all your cards that you can like. It's like the PCCGO. You can look at your all your cards in your collection, but they're graded and in your PSA vault or in your whatever vault. You know what I mean?
Imagine
that's kind of dope, but
you're a grading company. You're trying to find a way to make sure that in order for people to collect, they have to use your company to slab in order to put it into the registry, in order to get that completionist. How brilliant of a marketing strategy as a company is that? It is like like, gosh.
And then we'll store it for you for a small fee.
Oh, yeah, for a small fee, convenience fee. Yes.
For a small fee. Security in that,
Just pillars in this hobby, just providing so much value. So much value, Thrifty.
Oh my God. I'm going to get Josh on one right now, dude.
Oh gosh. This is about you.
Oh no. I've done it. I've triggered him.
We won't talk about grading companies here. We love the card.
Okay, none of my money, your question earlier, none of my money is made on Pokemon. All of my money is made on nursing. I collect things that I think are worth more than I pay for them.
Okay.
So a lot of times. Like
collection, would you say? Or do you kind of just have a very focused collection?
I have a weird collection, I'll tell you that.
Weird. Weird's cool.
It's a mishmash of shit, really.
That's awesome.
It's like everything from like Call of Legends, like Legendary Collection, Call of Legends, like just like weird. Recently I've been picking up Legendary Collection hollows because they're like 50, 60, $70, and I'm like, how is that possible?
The regular hollows or the fireworks?
Yeah, regular
Oh
hollows.
yeah, I like those regular hollows, especially the Dark Vaporeon and the Dark Persian.
That one, yes, exactly. That's why I was like, that's what started me down this rabbit hole. Is Basic mentioned the hollow Dark Vaporeon. I was like, son of a bitch, you're right, Basic. There is no other Dark Vaporeon hollow except Legendary Collection.
Dark Persian's the same
and
way.
And then I was like, ooh, sent me down a rabbit hole, bro. And now I have like half of Legendary Collection. And
something about that little symbol being different as well that just kind of gets me going. Like I don't care about the base set versions of those cards, but like the versions with like the different symbols on them, I really enjoy that. And the same thing with like jungle versus no symbol jungle. I really like no symbol jungle, and it sounds like you would probably enjoy a similar type of.
Here's my thing is like, I think no symbol, like no rarity type stuff, that's the first edition like that. Sorry, you almost can't change my mind.
In the case of Japanese, I agree with you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah. In the case of English, it's strictly an error for jungle, the unlimited print run where they left off the jungle. So I love that one. Yeah, but no, I agree. I like weird stuff too. So I think we're right there in the same place.
It's like there's booster boxes. Okay, my most recent booster box. Okay, the dumbest. This is how stupid I am. Okay. Last week I picked up a Dark Phantasma box, okay, which is the Japanese, new, the Japanese new bullshit, whatever.
Looking for gear
new. And then that was $50, and I was like, hell yeah, because like that's my price point on Japanese boxes. I don't want to pay more than like $55 for a box ever, really.
Can I ask you about Japanese boxes? Do you like the fact that there's only one secret rare in the box?
I think guaranteeing people something makes them feel better after opening it if you only paid $50 or $55. Like, I'd rather pay $55 and be guaranteed something than open a box that's $140 and get fucking, what is it? Darium got $14 of value out of a goddamn Evolving Skies box the other day. Get out of here. Like, I don't got time for that bullshit. No.
So someone paid $45 on my channel the other day, and similarly, they opened one full art Dracozolt, two VMAXs. One of them was an Espeon, and one of them was like a Umbreon. So they got a good VMAX, and then 3 V cards, and that was it. 6 hits, and that was literally it. I felt so bad. I dug around and got a gold card. It was from Pokemon Go. I was like, I have to include a gold card in here just because it feels so bad. Like, it's Evolving Skies.
It really is depressing sometimes. Like, you are so excited to open something like Evolving Skies, or like even Brilliant Stars. The EV is shit unless you pull the Charizard, basically. Like, I mean.
Yeah, I personally like.
I like Brilliant Stars a lot because the hits feel good. Like, it doesn't matter what they cost to me technically. Like, I get that, and like it's fun opening a box, and actually being able to open a box is fun. Like, I haven't opened an English booster box. I don't remember when. I think the last one I opened was Chilling Reign, and I got smacked by Metagross a million times, and I was just like, no, thank you, dude. Or maybe that was Vivid Voltage that happened. I don't remember. One of them.
Then it was Chilling Rain.
It was Chilling Rain, yeah. I was just like, why am I doing this, dude? Like, I just buy all the cards I want for way less. I can do so much more damage in singles and actually get the shit that I want. Like,
okay, in the Japanese box though, yes, but as far as like an experience is concerned, say you sit down to open up that Japanese box, right? You open the secret round pack number 1.
Then I keep the rest of that shit sealed. Then I just put them away. I'm gonna grade them eventually one day, and some asshole's gonna give me $50 or $100 for them.
You're smarter and probably more well thought out than anyone else in this hobby, because most people would just say, screw it, open them and be disappointed or something. And I would argue that the experience is probably worse.
Hitting the card. Like, it's just like getting that dopamine hit. Either you're happy that you hit a card that's good, or you're pissed that you didn't get a good one, and then you just move on. Like, I've been listening to Jake for too long. Like, I'm so lucky that Jake is like the first person that I found in this hot when I came back in 2020. Like,
Reasonable YouTuber.
I would have gotten so wrecked if I had not started out listening to Jake. Like, it's just like he made it seem
like you're listening to any of the hype dogs instead.
I was like listening to the hype dogs and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Okay. And then I find Jake and I'm like, oh no, this shit that I just bought, like, it was crazy.
Evolutions isn't gonna double again.
No. I came back in when Evolutions was in Dollar Trees, dog. So like that's when I came back in, is 2016 after Pokemon Go. And like,
hindsight's 20 because you couldn't have paid me $100 to take boxes of Evolutions in 2019 when Hidden Fates is the only thing anyone wanted.
Yeah.
And Evolutions, get that out of here.
I never opened a box of it, but I did want to open the Japanese version. I was always into Japanese, even back in 2016. Like, I was just like Shining Legends boxes. I opened a couple of them back then, and like I'm killing myself now because those boxes are like $2,000. You know what I'm saying?
So expensive. Like, nobody kept sealed stuff back then though, because the mentality wasn't there. It's such a
I never even thought to do it ever. Like, I like the boxes, so I think I actually do have some of the boxes like opened, obviously, but like I don't have anything from back then sealed, and I'm just like, ugh.
Okay, so you got a Dark Phantasma box, and I got you on a huge tangent about Japanese versus English. Oh, what is that? You got
I got Heart Gold, Soul Silver on Espanol.
Yes, I love those. I've seen those rolling around. I'm getting one for myself.
I definitely paid too much, but like, because I was a little messed up one night, and and I did not check eBay comps
while messed up. Yes.
I should have checked eBay comps, and I was just so stoked. And I had watched like Your Average Player and DNA talking the night before. And they were talking about Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And this is one thing I bought. I bought the half booster boxes back in the day when I was opening vintage stuff in 2016. So like, that's what I decided to buy. These were like the half boxes of Spanish were like $30, $40, $50, somewhere in there. And then the Japanese boxes were like 150 each, and they separated them by Ho-Oh and Lugia. So I didn't want to just be able to get one. I wanted to be able to get both, which you could in Spanish. So I bought the Spanish ones instead, kicking myself so many times.
That's all right. It's gonna be expensive. You're gonna rip it anyway, so who cares, right?
It's crazy. So like, I've been talked out of ripping this box because I do want to go Lugia hunting. I need the top half of Lugia. So if anybody knows of a top half of Lugia on Espanol, I do want it in Spanish.
I don't want to influence you in any way, but can I tell you that I've never said this publicly, but in long-standing talks with everyone I talk to, I've always thought that first edition Spanish base set is one of the most criminally undervalued.
Oh, interesting.
Vintage products, like foreign products that exist.
Because it's such a massive market. Like the Spanish market is wild. Like,
very passionate about Pokemon as well, and collectibles 100%. In general. And there's a lot of whales in that market as well. Oh, yeah. And there's not a lot of that stuff out there, and it's very, very.
I think there is though. This stuff.
I mean, first edition base.
No, first ed. Oh yeah, you're right though.
I'm sorry. That's what I was specifically. And so Spanish. I'm also pretty bullish on Spanish or Espanol cards in general, because like we were just saying, there's a huge market for it. And if I was collecting Pokemon cards and I had the option of getting it in my original language, if I was from a Spanish speaking region, I wouldn't want the English cards. I wouldn't want the Japanese. Not at all. I want the freaking Spanish cards.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah. I'm bullish on Spanish.
Dude, I am. I like it. So this was like $420, I think. I got it. I was like, for the memes, dog. Like, and
even better.
So, and he was like, I was like, I really wanted to open. That's what I led with. I was like, please give it to me for less because I want to open it. Like, I don't know if you know anybody that's gonna open this shit for real. Like, I don't know. And like maybe I won't. I probably won't actually. Like the box is so hard, dude.
I always tell
Yeah,
sellers I'm going to open it because I want them to worry if it's resealed, or I want them to
That's what I did. I told him I was going to open it because of that. Like, I wanted to see what his
always
reaction
tell
was like to it.
That's a recommendation I would say anyone who's listening right now, if you just kind of drop that you're going to open it, and even if you're not, if you just have the slight,
No,
and you don't have to lie,
just
maybe
see what their reaction is to it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and it makes it that much better, because then if they did reseal, or if there's something shady, they're just not going to want to sell it to you. They're going to try to scam someone
They're
else.
going to cancel the order, or they're going to like send you the real one if they have two different boxes, one's real, one's fake. Like, if this person's going to open it, I should probably send them the real one if they're giving me market value for it.
All
Like,
kinds of things, just it's a great option, and that's something that isn't talked about. So this podcast alone, for anyone listening, I think Thrifty, you might have just added so much value.
I'm trying.
Yeah, we
don't have much value to add, but I do have a little.
That's
little
huge
bit
value
of
to be 100% off. Anyone who's, if you're thinking, because it's so hard out there to purchase.
It didn't cross my mind that this would be resealed, because literally these were fucking $100 like 5 years ago.
Resealing battle styles. Like, who the hell is doing that? Nobody's gonna do that.
Nobody cares, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
you're wasting your time. Like,
don't worry about that. Like, I did not until I like sat back and I was like, shit, I just bought a box for like $430. Like,
from 2010,
God,
2010.
Yeah, from 2010, and it's not in English. Like, that's I don't know about but then I was like, you know what? I know what they used to cost, and there's literally no reason to actually do that. Like, technically,
now that
it's
you
only
have
like a 4X. You know what I mean?
It looked good from what I could see.
Yeah, it has the Pokeballs. I'm not sketched out by the wrapping at all. Like, I'm completely fine with it.
Yeah. Very bullish on Spanish cards. I'm a sealed collector, and if I were you, I'd keep it sealed because that's just what I do. But it is.
How much are Heart Gold Soul Silver boxes in English? I don't even know. Like, I couldn't tell you. Maybe like $8,000, $5,000. I don't know.
The packs themselves would run loose about $100 to $120.
That's not bad.
But the box
$3,000-ish,
$3,000 to $5,000 would probably be realistically what. Yeah. One of those would go for, just because it's rare as a sealed box. There'd be a sealed premium on a box like that for sure because of its rarity.
Yeah,
it's the packs. You can't calculate it based on the packs. So I think you're right about the 5,000 to 6,000 would be more likely because the premium.
Just because of how it being sealed-ish.
It's got Lugia too, and from that era specifically, even though a lot of people like to rag on that era, that one's one of the lower.
It's got all the Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon in it. It's fire as shit, dude. Like,
got some good stuff.
They have reverse hollows, they have primes, they have legends. Like, what else do you want, dude? Like,
did you notice about that era of cards, the weird stain? It looks like the borders are kind of like a weird.
They're like washed almost. It's like a white, it's like a brown, like a tan wash or almost.
I remember thinking that when I was like back when I first saw it, like thinking that the cards were like sun faded or something. I was like, are these damaged?
Like,
what's
wait
going
a
on
minute.
here?
You're like, okay, no, we're fine.
Yeah, such cool faucets how the cards change over time, and we are about to see right now that change happen with Sword and Shield ending. When we're going to
reverse hollow pattern, maybe. I mean,
yeah, we're gonna get a new hollow. I don't know if we're gonna get a different, like a totally different reverse, but they're gonna do something different.
Okay, this is one thing I love about Japanese is they don't care what their hollow. They'll use whatever hollow pattern they actually want. Like, they don't care. It could be like there's like 5 or 6 different reverse hollow patterns in Japanese in Sword and Shield. Like, it's so fun, like, for me at least.
I like the theme of different eras having the different. I really like the idea of that, and I like each one being unique. So I do like where their head's at with that. Yeah. I know a lot of people are calling for the Cosmos foil. That's what everyone wants, and reuse that. And
you should do it. I wouldn't be pissed about it.
I get why they don't, though, because they do want it to have a specific feel, and they do it with the promos. They bring it back with all the promos, for the blisters and things like that.
Especially. They do give us a little. They do feed us a little bit, baby bird.
Yeah, but I like the idea of the different eras having a feel or a theme, especially if you do experience the whole thing and then going on to another theme. It's just like, do better. Just like do better
yeah.
with themes. That's all.
For
But, like,
sure.
so I can so I'm sitting here arguing for it. I actually have ammunition. I'm not like, shooting friggin' blanks. Like, look at the sword and shield hollow pattern. It's just garbage. Look at even the sun
It
and
was the same
moon.
as Sun and Moon, only it was sideways, right?
Sun
Or
and
was
Moon was more, it had that rainbow kind of weird, like ink. It was like an ink spill, like a rainbowy. It was ugly. It was
I
ugly,
didn't
man.
like either. I was in there collecting. I was opening too much. It was annoying. Like,
And then there's X and Y, which was just kind of like a weird, like
I don't remember them really from
it
X
was
and Y, but they weren't
similar.
good.
It
I
was
don't
not good.
remember.
Yeah, it was similar to what the Sword and Shield, but just wasn't quite as good. Or Sun and Moon. I mean, it's just not quite as good. It didn't have like that
Yeah.
rainbowiness to it, I think.
The only thing I liked is like Ancient Origins. Like, that's such a weird set. Like the 3/4 arts, like even back then I was like, these are sick. And
Oh,
people
those are
logged
sick.
on
Yeah,
all
the common
those.
and uncommon 3/4. Those are nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like those. Those are
Yeah.
some of my favorite arts almost in the like from 2016, 2015 on.
Yeah, those are good. You're right. People always sleep on those too. And
Sleep
like
in,
every time
dude.
someone opens those packs, it always feels like that they're like $25-$30 packs. And
It's
I get them
pretty
sometimes.
expensive. I mean, I
But
wouldn't
it
be
doesn't
opening
feel
it. I'm
good.
definitely not, but
But when you open one of those cards in the
you feel
pack,
good, dude. Like
feels a lot better.
Gyarados, an Entei, like there's like some good characters. Articuno, I think, has one or something. I don't remember what
There's a
that
lot
one.
that are just random that are cool too. It's kind of like the trainer galleries of their day,
That was like the first like iteration or like the earliest like trying to get weird with it,
Mhm. And so this is kind of a good time to ask this question,
Yeah.
but if you had to give yourself, like, now looking back at Pokemon and their history, since we're kind of looking back now, what's your favorite generation, would you say? Like, or if you have a favorite TCG set in general?
Oh, interesting. Yes. Expedition is like my baby. I don't have a ton from it because I just like I've been collecting the reverse hollows and like the rares and stuff because those are what I see that are like most undervalued for me. Like a pack is whatever it costs, and like for alligator non-hollow is like
I just bid
$100
one up.
or $80. Like
I was bidding on one and I didn't want to pay that much, but it went to $464 and I had to tap out. But
for the hollow.
no, for one pack of Expedition.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like technically that's probably one of the like higher EV packs, I would say. Like if you had to pay that much,
I got it to
whatever,
420. I got it to 420 before I tapped out. So
yeah, I respect. I'm about to hit 420 videos. That's tomorrow's my 420th video on my channel.
yes, congratulations.
Yes,
What
dude.
Pokemon are you going to choose for your Pokemon? Do you have
what's tomorrow? What's that? Whatever's after Empoleon. I'm going in order of the Pokedex. So like basically I'm just through I just started Gen 4. I don't know what's after Empoleon. I have to look that up.
What's it gonna be after Empoleon? Is he the
last? He's the last starter.
Yeah, so then it'd be like Starly, or
give me this.
Would it be Starly maybe, or like?
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, Starly.
Yeah, so it would be the bird of that generation, the common bird.
Yep.
And then like the common rat type would be next, like the.
Yeah, I think that's Bidoof and Bibarel.
Oh no, you're right. That is Bidoof. Oh, you're gonna have some good ones coming up. Too bad that's not the 400.
Dude, the Komiya Bidoof is like from Pogo is probably gonna be one of the top 3 for me.
It's a good one. It's so good. Like all 3 of the Ditto Komiya are so good in those Dittos that they did. I love the artwork and some of the common. Like say what you will about modern Pokemon being overprinted, they're killing it with some of the common artwork.
I mean, I would say 50 in my videos, I would say 50% of the cards that I'm using in a top 10 are from XY forward. Like it's just good. Like it's just better a lot of the time. Like weird. I can't like knock it. You know what I mean? It's just like,
and people can't
be do better. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like
yeah, and the thing about WotC and the old era is it has that nostalgia, but I do think that I honestly say this, and that this IP is constantly improving, and I really do believe that Pokemon has its hand on the pulse of the community, and they like to give us kind of what we want and what we like, whether or not we see that, or they're slow to it, or they're not maybe giving us exactly what we want, and so you get a lot of
here's another hot take. stop bitching about the Pokemon Go stamp. It's what we've been asking for goddamn years. Like, just because it's not on a reverse holo, it's on every card, you're bitching, but like, we've been literally talking about this. Like, oh, we love hidden legends. Oh, I love power keepers. Oh, I love like stuff. Like, you can't say that shit and then also say, oh, fuck Pokemon Go, because like that shit has an ugly stamp. It's like, stop, dude.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that after it came,
insane to me.
There's much people talking it bad because, like, I heard people. There was that celebration thing. That was
vulgar. Like, that was an aggressive stamp, dude. Like, I
carryover from that is where I think that Pokemon Go, like, and then when people saw it, they're like, okay,
it's small enough. It's like streamlined-ish. Like, it's fine, and
people reminds you it's a specialty set. Yep.
It's like people. I don't care technically. It doesn't bother me either way. But I'm just like, stop bitching. We've literally been talking about this forever, saying we want reverse holos to have the stamps again, or any cards to have stamps. We all like stamps, and now we hate stamps on new cards.
The only thing we wanted more than stamps was something else to complain about. Okay.
Yeah, so 100%. That's it. Ding, ding, ding.
Love having things.
We love a good kvetch. We love a good kvetch. If you're from Florida, you would know, or you know any Yiddish, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay?
Are you from? Is that where you currently are at in Florida? Are you?
Yeah, I'm in South Florida, like the land of the living dead. Basically, it's very, very old here.
Oh, nice. Have you run into Rudy out there? You see any creepy?
I actually am pissed off because I never used to watch Rudy back when I lived in Jacksonville. I went to college in Jacksonville. And so like, shout out to Duval. Like that's Southside 904. Like that's how we roll. And yeah, I went to college for like 3 years in Jacksonville. I love it there so much. And I was not there, you know, I wasn't into Pokemon at all during that time. So like, I was like majoring in rock band and getting messed up, you know what I mean? So like,
fun time. There you go.
Yeah, it was.
You run into Rudy without even knowing it, you know?
Yeah, I got carpal tunnel. It was great. It was good.
All my favorite hobbies have destroyed my,
destroying my joints little by little.
Yeah,
it's fun. Between soccer and rock band, I'm a wreck.
Yeah, your reasons are a lot cooler than mine. Mine are like World of Warcraft and playing cards and trading cards.
Nah. That's not me. That's not me.
Yeah. So that I feel like that's pretty funny. I didn't know you were from Florida. I don't know where. I thought you were East Coast for some reason. So that's pretty funny to me because
I am the East Coast of Florida.
That's true. I consider Florida as not being East Coast. It's
technically not. But there are a lot of New Yorkers here, so it's like peak New Yorker. We have like all the snowbirds and stuff like that. So I've grown up around New Yorkers my whole life. My mom's from Queens and stuff. So like I have tendencies. You know what I mean?
You also said something that was kind of interesting that we haven't touched base on much, but you have another hobby that you're into as well, right? As besides from Pokemon that you were doing.
Yeah. I play a lot of poker. I play a lot online actually. I used to play when I first started. I probably was 24 or something when I started playing poker, and I'm 33 now. And it was terrifying, honestly, like being a 24-year-old and like being one of like 5 women in the poker room. Like it was pretty awkward.
That's right, because it is probably a very male-dominated hobby.
Like, yeah, tournaments especially, which is what I specialize in, kind of, is I think in Vegas the World Series just happened, and they have, it's about I think it's less than 6% is female.
Wow,
in the field. That's what I'm saying. Like that's where I'm coming from. Is
what is that, like
that world?
4 ladies who are in the whole tournament, because what, like 200 people maybe or something? Or?
Yeah, sometimes it is. Yeah, like these little ones I go to at the kennel club by my house. There's a lot of women that play cash that kind of just come up to the tournament room and they'll just like throw a buy-in at it. So like you'll get to know some of the ladies. Like they're older though. Also,
oh, that's cool. That's kind of cool. So
yeah, they're like,
know what's going on. I know what's up.
They're pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool ladies. They've seen a lot of shit, you know what
Yeah, I
I
was
mean?
just
in their
saying,
time, so.
they are not going to be messed with because
No,
they've
dude.
seen it. Yeah.
They know, the guys know them too, and they're like, "Oh, don't mess with that girl. Like, don't mess with that bitch." You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love that. I hate that
and
it has to be like that, but I love that too.
it's so funny. Like, but so I stopped playing live a couple of years ago. I've had like a bunch of horrible experiences, like at the live poker tables, like just like it's just so depressing for me to be in a poker room, really, like, and just like feeling all the misogyny around you, and you have to just like take it and not, because that's like who's giving you money, like, you know what I mean? You're making money off of them being an asshole sometimes. So it's like,
If they want to have these preconceptions about you, then
go ahead. I'm just gonna take your
on
money,
them.
dude. Like, I feel it, but like,
It's still
I can't.
disrespectful at the same time, you
I
know.
hate sitting there and like just like having to stew in it, and it fucks my head up, and like I don't like sitting there. It just doesn't, it's not good for me.
So would you
And I
say
know that.
to a certain extent it would maybe, and it's never a good thing, but in the case, because you understand that it's happening, you can use it to your advantage.
I do, and I do.
And
Like, that is very
one
much
golden
where I come
little
from.
nugget about the horrible fact of the matter that
Yeah.
it sounds to me like there's maybe like people who, when you sit down at the table, being the only woman they've ever seen play poker against them, or at least whatever, you know, in their recent memory, they may have the conception that, oh, she's
easy money, like, you know what I mean, like shit like that.
Yeah, and so they maybe will try to take advantage of that, but then clearly you've been doing
and I
it.
just like re-meta them, you know. It's just like it's like layers.
It's so silly that's even happening there. Yeah, and that's unfortunate. But so you've been playing poker then for a while in I want to say the professional sphere, because you kind of go tournaments and stuff. I don't know if that's considered, I would consider that professional, but I don't know if
I play micro stakes like now. Okay, so I think the most amount of money I've ever won playing a poker tournament, I won one for like 5K one time.
Nice.
So that's like the biggest score I ever had.
Dude, that's like better than most Magic GPs and like, you know, like big, like. And
you just hit a couple of those a year and you're like, fine. You know what I mean? You pay for every tournament you ever played. Like, I've basically with that one score for me. It's funny because I play a lot online now, like a ton, because I don't have to. Here's another thing I don't like about live poker is I am very expressive and like
tells.
Yeah. It's like I can't sit there and just like hold it in for like 6, 8, 10 hours, 12 hours, which is literally what you're playing a poker tournament for. I can't like keep it all inside of me.
Sunglasses on.
It's like I'm hoodied up, like I have
really? Wow, that's
you know
great.
What I mean? I'm like, because otherwise like it just, you can see everything on me, you know what I mean? And like my face gets like red, like it's not a good time. So like when someone takes my chips, I get really pissed off. Like when I was in soccer, I used to give myself asthma attacks when someone would fuck me up, like because I was so pissed off that they had just like got my ass
a little bit.
And like, so I would hyperventilate myself, and like it was like a mini anxiety attack, almost like getting like the shock of getting my ass kicked, basically, and like being so angry and wanting to like go get that girl's ass back, you know. And like that's kind of the same thing as like when someone takes my poker chips, my whole like I get like red, like hot, you know what I mean? So like
that's the
you can see their face.
Yeah.
I am not into that. Like I don't want to see your smug ass smirk and your bullshit good hand. Like fuck you, dude. Stop that. Okay. So I play online now, and the funny thing is online poker is about 20+% women.
Wow.
Compared to 6% live.
That's because it's so much more comfortable for them, I bet.
It's funny because that's my exact analytics. Can you believe that? Like I have 28% female or 26% females on my channel of just shorts, and like I'm sure no women are watching my lives. I'm sure it's all the nerds that we're friends with. Like,
to be honest, there are more women than you know, because so I interact with live a lot on my whatnot, and a lot of
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm like gonna put to you, because that's what I think women like about whatnot. Like you see that more often because it's an online thing that they don't have to like go in and feel weird in a game store, or they don't have to like go in and be the only chick like in that environment and like have to get used to that or whatever, you know what I mean?
And whether or not people in this hobby would like to admit I can't speak to this as a male, but I've been in this hobby since I was 8 years old. I've grown up in game stores. It feels like if I were a woman walking into a game store and trying to spend time in it, I would probably, unless I knew everyone there and had a good set of people around and was comfortable, I would probably feel uncomfortable just because it's just unfortunate, but there's not a lot of welcoming gestures that the nerd community has made towards, I feel like, girls.
And like, I don't know what to do about that technically. Like, I really don't, because like this hobby comparatively to where I've been, like the places that I've put myself into, like in my other hobby, like in a poker room, it is completely different. Like it is so much more like welcoming and like, but that's my experience also. There's a bunch of other girls out there in this hobby that like, that's why I didn't show my face for like ever, literally, because I was just like, I don't want to get shit. Like, I don't want to get like, you know, weird fucking comments. I'm not even like good looking, you know what I'm saying? But like, I can't even imagine what it's like for like the creeps, you know, the creepy things like people say, like, or just like derogatory things like, oh, she's only got a channel because of this, you know what I mean? Or like,
it feels like when a woman is
it bothers me sometimes.
Yeah, like, it feels like they're always blamed for being successful. It's like, oh well, if you were
like,
a woman,
we can't win, dude. Like, or we can't even be on the same playing field because
that's
I'm being judged in every which way or whatever.
Yeah, and so
not me specifically. I don't feel that way. Like I don't.
Right.
And that's like, I'm grateful for it. I've literally been in co-ed sports my whole life. Like I've been in poker, which is 95% men. Like that does not bother me. And you know, it's not a factor that like that weirds me out or anything like that. I don't have a problem. But like I can understand why people would, not just women, just like people of like, you know, other questioning things and whatever. Like I get how you can feel uncomfortable in that situation when you're around a bunch of bros, you know what I mean? But I've grown up with that, so it doesn't really bother me. It's like I'm more comfortable almost in that setting, which is an advantage for me.
Well, you learn how to use it to the advantage.
Yeah,
I would argue that's a good thing.
I've been doing it my whole life. Like
into that, right?
Know?
Yeah. And I get this sometimes, like and this is an example I've used before, but like my girlfriend is a big lover of nerd culture, anime, Pokemon, all that stuff. Yeah. But like growing up, she was always led to like princesses and Disney and all like girly type things, not little boy type things like action figures and, you know, Power Rangers and anime. And it's like she liked all that. And so now like we kind of been dating for a long time. I collect that kind of stuff. She also collects that stuff and she loves it. And she's told me many times, like, this is like something that I wish when I was younger that like I was more encouraged.
People said it was cool for me to do.
Like, it wasn't anyone in particular saying, it's just society, you know, society that was telling that it wasn't.
Or like, I don't know. For me, it was like Ninja Turtles. Like I was a big Ninja Turtles person, and like
they were so cool. How can you not be? They were so hilarious. They were awesome.
Yeah, it was always like, I don't know, boy TV shows too. Like, I don't know, like even Pokemon is like hella, I don't know, like that. I don't know. I think the girliest shit I used to watch is like Care Bears when I was a kid, probably.
Well, so I love Eevee and
Powerpuff Girls. That's my shit. Like,
yeah. So Eevee is like oftentimes I get shit for liking Eevee sometimes because it's like not a manly enough Pokemon for people. Sometimes it's funny.
What are we talking about? We're all dealing with these cute little characters, and you're gonna like hate on some asshole for like,
yeah, how are you gonna and another thing, I think that it would be beneficial for the hobby, and I think a lot of people in this hobby would love to see what we're talking about happen. Like I don't think anyone like, and to be fair, the people in the LGS who are uncomfortable, you know, who are maybe saying those awkward things, I don't think it's coming out of maliciousness. I think it's more out of just being being awkward, you know.
It's not having exposure. Like it's like.
And so being the first part about combating that is like creating a welcoming space so that like you can kind of so that sort of gets broken down slowly, because it's not an overnight thing. It's not an overnight thing. You can't just like flip a switch and say, all right, 50% of the population, I want 50% YouTube analytics now. Like, no. That's not gonna
happen. And like a lot, like, you know, women have shit to do also. It's like some women, like, I'm sorry, they're like raising kids and shit. They can't like go and
hang out at the
every goddamn Pokemon card that's ever come out in the last 3 years. Like, it's impossible. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're big moms and shit. It's like,
so it probably never will be a 50-50 thing just because of like demographics, just like, you know, whether it's okay for
like our generation, at least, you know what I mean? That's why I think it didn't catch on with like as like so many more women as it did with like men of our age, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and now it's getting better. Like nowadays, in this hobby, like you said, I think that I see a few things here and there that I really dislike in this hobby, specifically towards female content creators, and I really don't like it when I see it. But for the most part, very broadly, it seems welcoming.
It is technically the most welcoming I've felt in a male-dominated place, you know what I mean?
Dude, it is,
which is so like comforted, like is actually like not comfort. I don't know if comforting is even the word. It's just like refreshing, I guess. You know what I mean?
And that's one nice thing I think that Pokemon as an IP is always kind of, well, maybe not as always, but definitely has, and it has that like positivity. It's like about that, and it carries through with like the rest of the hobby, and that's a nice thing. That's one I've always felt that about that IP, which I wish that there was some of that in like Magic the Gathering, because Magic players are just like bitter, old, cynical, you know, just I'm a Magic player. So like I'm talking about myself here. So hi anyone who watches.
Salty boys.
Love
salty boys in the chat.
Hashtag I stay salty, hashtag Magic and MTG salty fans.
This is why we love him though.
Listen, Watsy really likes to mess up. Everyone loves, I am a Watsy lover, but Watsy loves to just take their customers' money and run. And they've been doing it for years, and you know, they're still doing it with Magic the Gathering.
They're like hiking up Magic prices right now, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, so let's put less cards in the packs. Let's jack up the price of the packs. Put less packs in the boxes so we can ship them easier and put more onto a pallet. And so we can maximize our profits and squeeze as much out of you guys as we can. Oh, no worries. We know inflation's hitting you. We know that everything's hitting you. We'll just blame it on inflation though. Okay, but that's neither here nor there.
Hashtag America.
Yes. Hashtag America. Capitalism. Love it. Love it. Yeah. So I have another juicy one for you that we touched a little bit on before the pod, or before we started recording, but maybe you've had a little time to think a bit on it. But this is kind of be a fun one though. But I kind of like to ask people this question, and it doesn't have to have a decided answer, because there's a lot of stuff in this hobby. But I kind of get a feel for someone if they have a good answer for it, and it helps. But if you could like choose one thing in the hobby, one item in the Pokemon hobby that you could like point to, say, I want that. Any item, someone already has it, whatever, you take it from them, but you could never sell it. You have to go to your grave with it.
Go to my grave. Okay.
You can't resell it. What would it be?
Here's one thing that I want. It's not a crazy, it is expensive, but it's probably just like not gonna happen because of the person who owns them. I want a Gold Star Celebi from Cool Trainer Ryan's collection of whatever, however many there are.
Good luck.
That's what I want in this world. Like, that is one of those. I don't know if it's ever going to be possible, but I can dream.
Would you want one that has a little scuffing on it? Because
I'll take his worst one. I'll take his worst.
It'll be authentic, because you know it's from Ryan's collection, because you know he's hard, he's rough.
I know he's throwing it around the room, and like,
it almost, you wouldn't believe it if he got you a clean one. You'd be like, "Did you just buy this on eBay and send it, bro? Is this?"
I want that shit.
Kind of
his worst copy,
up, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
that's it. I'll literally.
That's funny. Do you like Celebi? Is that one of your favorites?
I love. Okay, my top three. It's like, it's fluid. Okay, it's very fluid depending on the day, depending on the card arts. Celebi is like top three for me. Mew is top three, and then Charmander. Those three
Okay.
are and then Ditto's like comes in whenever,
It could be any of those, technically.
Exactly, it can be all of them. So it's
Yeah.
literally fine. Yeah, 100%.
So technically Ditto might be number one then, right?
It's basically
by the math.
It ain't all encompassing answer.
Just math. It's numbers. I'm not the one who makes this stuff up.
No, you don't. It's math, quick math.
I don't make the rules, I just follow them. Yeah.
Love it. Hell yeah.
Okay, that's a good answer. I like that. I really like that, actually. That's very specific, and I really enjoy that. And it may be obtainable. Ryan's at a lot of these events, and
I know it. I'm trying to, I wanted him to go to, he said he would play soccer with me. So if you're going to Denver Collecticon, I want him to get in there.
Oh, you guys are going to play a soccer game?
I just want to do, kick the ball and hang out and just nerd out for a little while and talk shit about Liverpool.
When I used to play, I used to be pretty decent. I was playing in elementary and middle school. I was pretty good at headbutting the ball, and actually I scored 3 goals in my life headbutting.
Yeah,
and one of them was a buzzer winning
on the buzzer beater.
The prime moments of my young life I've never felt more on
right there, dude.
Literally, I didn't have a Gatorade thing dumped on me, but everyone came up. It might as well have had a Gatorade dumped on me. I won the Super Bowl in that moment. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm not playing soccer anymore though. You guys are gonna play your own soccer game. Anyway,
I'm gonna get Oak. He's our goalie, I'm pretty sure, because they used to make Oak play goalie back in the day. I've heard.
Oh, you were goalie? Gosh,
I used to be, but I'm also very short. You can't tell from here, but I'm 5'4".
I do some short goalies, but they can move, man. They can.
Yeah, and I'm a brick shit house also, but so I'm more of a defender,
I also a defender too, yeah.
I'm a big defender, and I've scored from halfway. That was I used to have just a boot on me, dude.
Yeah, Jesus.
It was wild. Yeah. When I was, in these leagues with these little tiny things, and I'm just
were you in a co-ed league? Our soccer was co-ed.
Yeah. It's from the time I was 5 to the time I was 18. I played in co-ed leagues, and then I also had travel teams that were all girls, and I was 13 or 12, and I was playing on a U16 team because that's how much of a brick shit house I am.
Yeah, you want to hear some misogynist societal shit here? You want to hear this?
Yeah, go. Hit me.
Or maybe not misogynist, but some societal. Here's what I love soccer, okay? But I lived in Oklahoma, okay? And so in Oklahoma, you know what? Girls play soccer. That's the thought. And boys play football. And
that's okay.
Season. Baseball's not. Baseball goes throughout a long season, but football isn't the same as soccer. So girls play soccer, boys play football. I liked soccer. And so I played on a co-ed soccer team. I played for probably 3 years. I played for about 3 years before I didn't want to, but I felt pressured. I switched to football because that's what the boys do. And that's what all my friends were doing or whatever. And I would get shit all day at school for playing soccer. Oh, dude, why do you play soccer?
So sad, bro.
And my dad was a coach and everything. I liked it. I was good at it. Like I said, game winning. I loved the game, but I switched to a sport that I wasn't as good at.
Aww.
I didn't enjoy as much.
Poor Josh.
Damaging because it was.
And it messed you up probably a lot worse than soccer.
The head thing, the trauma. Yeah, and then let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. One time though in football, I was a nose guard, so I played defense because defense is the most fun. If you're gonna play football, I will say, playing football is the most boring shit ever. It is so boring. You're just running drills and you're practicing for 5 minutes of game time. But the only time that's fun is when you're on the field and you're trying to go get the ball, in my opinion. And so one time, got the center out of the way real quickly. I tackled the quarterback to a point where he fumbled the ball in the backfield. And I grabbed and I got up and I got the fumble and I ran it back and I got a touchdown. That was another moment for me.
That's another prime
moment. But anyway, football, I like soccer more though. And that was the point of the thing. Society said, no, that's not okay. And that's
weird, dude. That's a weird thing because here it's not. I mean, I don't know. I grew up with a lot of Brazilians. That's kind of.
In Florida, I bet. So we're talking country, so Oklahoma. This is country. They're football country.
Football, yeah.
Football. Friday Night Lights here. Sorry,
yeah.
Listening from my hometown, love y'all, but damn, Y'all don't know what the love of football is, which is
The real football, bro.
football, not football.
Yeah,
So,
it's
I'm
football.
sorry, but
Yeah.
I got bullied out of that when I was younger, and I had some good moments, but it was
Shame,
because
dude.
society.
That's a shame.
So anyone who says that doesn't exist, it exists for everything, and that was. And what if I was a girl who wanted to play football, which those
Dude, they made me try out for a kicker when I was a freshman in high school. They were like,
play soccer, you could be a kicker.
They were like, okay, we don't have a kicker this season. And I was just like
soccer team. Yep.
And like, I was just like, no. And then one of my best friends was actually, well, not one, I didn't know him at the time, but then he ends up being my neighbor and one of my best friends in the whole world, like 10 years later. He's a Brazilian kid and he played soccer and he ended up being on the team and kicking for our school. Our school is actually really good. So
we
got some big boys.
We had kickers that were on that were from the soccer team that were on the football team. I stopped playing football. I started wrestling instead of playing football in high school. I was more of a
we did like practices at the same time and they would see me and they're like, holy shit, dude.
She's got a boot, but
and then
you're good to go. You don't got to go to the other practices. Just come kick the ball. That's all you got.
Come kick the ball. That's it. Yeah, that's all we need to do.
Sweet deal for the kicker. I always felt like they got a sweet deal.
Yeah, dude, that's a swag spot for sure.
All
right, let's untangent this. God damn, I'm such a fuck up
for the Pokemon channel. We're talking about sports here. That's a deep cut. That's a real.
Okay. Well, I do collect soccer cards, so that's like another area that I go into that I've gone into.
That was the next question. Was like, what other
beautiful
are you into?
Beautiful accidental transition. So recently I've gotten into soccer cards because I needed something else to degen on, basically. And it was a lot cheaper to open than Pokemon was at the time.
Really?
Like blasters and like stuff from, Target and Walmart is like $20-$25 a piece for the like retail products, which is what they call, versus like hobby boxes.
That sounds pretty expensive though.
Like, I mean, you get like guarantees in those things too, which is good. It's not like you're buying a tin and you have no idea what you're gonna get shit on like 90% of the time,
So every single one of those blasters has a numbered hit in it or something?
Not numbered, but like I would say 1 and 2 has a numbered card, or 1 and 3, depending on like which product you're opening. And so some of them have
numbers on everything in sports cards. It's literally every other card has a stamped embossed number. It's like, this is special, this one's not, this one is, this one's not, this one's not, this one is.
They're like kind of cracking down on it a bit, like to kind of make them more exclusive and stuff like that, and they're putting different hollow patterns on, which I kind of like appreciate technically, like compared to like what Pokemon does, which is like boring and all the like uniform. It's every set is something they're trying. It's like a swing every time you get a new set of tops or chrome, or like the paper or the versus chrome and different stuff like that. And I've just been sticking to modern because I just really enjoy the teams. Like I religiously watch soccer every week. Like,
oh, cool.
I watch every game like all the time.
You said something about Liverpool, so is that your team?
Actually, I will talk shit about Liverpool.
Oh, you're talking shit about Liverpool. So who's your team?
I'm a big Manchester United fan.
That's right. There's that rivalry between the two.
And it's just, here's the only thing I love about Liverpool is their coach. So that's like, their coach I'm a big fangirl of, so I kind of just tolerate them. They're kind of like my backup. I have a couple of backups, because Manchester United is not good usually. Like, they're not good.
Are they? Then I've heard a lot about them, so I thought they were pretty good. But
last season they were like second in the league, or 2 seasons ago they were second in the league, and this season or last season they were 7th or 6th. It was horrible. And we have Ronaldo. After getting Ronaldo, you should be better.
Yeah.
And instead you go down 5 spots or whatever. Like, it's insane. Like, it's the dumbest shit ever. Anyways, I am happy I get to collect Ronaldo cards now. So that's like
the best soccer player right now who's playing, Ronaldo.
He's amazing. Like, he's an enigma. I mean, he's 36, 37, and he's still scoring the same amount of goals as he was when he was like 25.
That's incredible.
It's not normal, like,
People don't play that long.
Doing that, I mean, Messi is kind of sometimes.
Wait, Messi still plays?
Yeah, Messi still plays.
How
He
old is
plays
he?
for Paris,
He's
Paris Saint-Germain.
Is Messi
He's like 34 or 5? I don't know.
Geez, that guy, I didn't know.
Somewhere in there.
I thought so. Okay, so who's better then? Who's people in the soccer? Okay, this is going off a tangent. But of the two players that are playing currently, Messi and Ronaldo, who would people say is probably?
I enjoy watching Ronaldo more.
Okay.
I enjoy it much more because he's just like bigger, almost like it's kind of, I get like, I respect Messi because he's tiny and he can just like, like he's just like doing his little thing and he's just getting around all these big dudes. You know what I mean?
That's his
wild. At his age, like to be able to get around these big guys is wild to me.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo is just like a machine. He just looks like a freaking robot. Like if you just like took off his skin, he would be like AI, like a Terminator or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how it feels to me. So it's he's amazing.
So you also collect soccer then? Any other sports, TCGs or TCGs in general? Are you a MetaZoo person?
Okay. Tomorrow, I don't know when you're releasing this, but tomorrow night is the MetaZoo show night.
Oh,
so
nice.
I will have Basic and Ivy on with me, and they're going to be walking me through my UFO booster box. I have no idea what's in there.
Okay.
And I would like to actually understand what I'm looking at while I'm going through the booster box.
They are both players of the game. So they're going to try to be like, oh, that's super playable. That's super good. You're not going to learn to play the game, are you?
I'm not going to care technically, but like I do appreciate, comparatively, I hated MetaZoo in the beginning. Never heard the word cryptid in my whole life. I watch a shitload of Jeopardy and I've never heard the word cryptid in all of my life.
I've heard about it.
Like,
It's a thing. It's a thing.
It just isn't a word that was in my vernacular.
How about cryptozoologist? Have you ever heard of that term? Cryptozoologist.
Maybe on like, that Bigfoot, like hunting Bigfoot show. That's probably the only thing I've heard of it.
The only place you would ever hear that
word.
Yeah,
that's the only place I've seen.
Yes, so that's where the cryptid.
I did watch that show back in the day. Okay, but
I've never seen the whole thing, but I've seen like pieces of it, especially
I never heard it. I've never like experienced it. I don't know of any in Florida. Like I've lived here my whole life and I've never heard like, I don't live in the swampland. So there might be like something out there, but like, other than that, I have no idea.
I think the Fresno night crawlers is a thing that's in the base set of the first MetaZoo, and that's something my girlfriend is from that area of California.
Yeah,
and so is Mason. He's talked about that card because of that, and it's something that she'd heard of, but I'd never heard of, and it tickled her that it was on a card, and so I guess
they were like giving it some love.
Yeah, so like I guess if you're from an area and it does get a shout out on a card, it could have a sense of like just kind of funness to it. Like I own a Fresno Nightcrawlers card because of that, I guess. That's funny. I do not love MetaZoo. I
like aliens. So like I'm down as fuck for aliens, and like
it's a cool concept. And to be honest, I love the fact
I'm not mad about it.
They sent some of the hollow foil up to space and put it back. I kind of love that, even if it's a lie. The fact that the narrative is there, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's like they're doing serialized. So there's like a little chase. It's like even if you don't care, it's like you could still pull fun things out of it. And like the art is much more dynamic than the earlier sets. I've noticed like greatly. Like I just opened a couple blisters the other day, and it's just. I hated the art in the beginning. I just thought it was so based and boring and like hella mids, like just so bad and like not interesting to me. And now like you can see how much effort they're actually like going into to like give it some depth. You know what I mean?
Feels a little better than it did. And to be 100% frank with you, do you have your boxes yet?
Yeah, I have one of the first edition boxes downstairs.
How's the packaging look to you? It's crisp, right?
I am like super happy with the box. I'm like, damn, this box looks clean as fuck, dude.
I love it. The boxes on all of them, except for the first one, there was a debacle with the first.
It reminds me of old WotC boxes. Like it has that feel, you know what I mean?
And like The wilderness boxes are all shiny, and I think that the sealed product, it looks really nice. So it's like,
Oh, Oak's gonna open a wilderness box on the stream with us. I'm gonna open UFO. So that's Sunday night. Whenever this goes live, check out the channel. If you want to even just like dip your toes into MetaZoo, which is what I'm doing basically, like just giving it a little dip, little dip.
I'll probably have to come and hang out. We're gonna be putting this live pretty much immediately afterwards. I'm just gonna put a thumbnail on it and then put it like upload it, so it takes a few hours for that. But it'll be live tonight most likely, and so I'm sure before the chill and chill, it'll probably have a little shout.
Yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow night at like 9:45 Eastern.
Nice. Well, yeah, everyone, if you are here now, if you can go over and check out Thrifty's.
It's gonna happen.
Even if you're watching in a month from now, she'll be doing one, Friday night chill and chill up for something, whatever the new set is, I'm sure. So go check her out then.
Usually they're on Saturdays, but this week I knew Basic had a tournament this week on Saturday night, so I was just like, oh, I don't want to wait another week to do this shit. And so I was like, and I know Dan has a stream tonight, and I wanted to like support Dan and hang out with Dan for a little bit. I love when he does his lives. So
what's Dan doing very often? I actually wasn't aware of that. So anyway,
I'm pretty sure he's doing his like 2-year or year stream, whatever it is. I don't really know how long he's been doing all this for.
We might as well shout out Dan right now because
please go look at. None of us matter. Dan is the real star here. Okay?
He's had his time on this channel for his own Spirit Trainer Spotlight, but we might as well throw one more shill at him.
We're gonna shill the shit out of Dan. That's it.
Yeah, go over and check him out if you want to get bored to sleep with spreadsheets and like
that's my favorite thing.
The most upbeat intro I've ever seen of any YouTuber.
Killer.
Then definitely go check out Dan.
We're not being sarcastic at all. It's the best.
Yeah, he literally is one of the best YouTubers out there, and he would never say that because he doesn't consider himself a YouTuber because he doesn't do all the YouTuber stuff. Though he has been using open mouth thumbnails now, so I feel like the gates have been broken. Next thing we're gonna see is. Dan,
that'd be epic.
Voltage booster. I pulled it.
That would be another.
That'd be a thing, right? Yeah,
I feel like the upside down of YouTube is Dan with a fucking open mouth thumbnail.
Yeah. I cracked it, and it's like, what you cracked? What you cracked out of the pack? You cracked the slab. What are you trying to say there, buddy?
That's so funny.
So another fun question for you, though, to kind of bring it back to Pokemon a little bit.
Yeah, we know.
I like to kind of ask this to everyone because I had my answer when I was a kid, but I always like to know what people say. If you could, I always like to think about this. If you were able to pick one Pokemon to be like your partner Pokemon, like Ash had Pikachu, right? Who would your partner Pokemon be if you could pick one? Like, who do you want to follow you around and hang out with you?
Okay. God, this is tough, dude.
I know, not a team of 6 either. Everyone thinks team of 6 because that's easy. That's the easy way because you pick all your favorites. I mean, you can only have one to hang out with. There are others in the world, but you have your one,
I'm gonna go with the Pokemon that I have as my partner, my buddy on Pokemon Go, and that is a Galarian Ponyta. Sorry.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
I am in love with that. Like that. I will buy every Galarian Ponyta card ever. That's
unicorn action there. I love it.
So cute. I am in love with that card. Like that is the cutest Pokemon to me, and like the best update of Galar version. All the rigmarole they do with the different types of Pokemon. I love that one.
That one felt like
a home run.
Sense. That one made.
That was one of the first released too of the Sun and Moon or whatever it is.
Yeah, for good reason.
And it was just, I was like done. I was like, this is it. I love her.
I'm a big fan of that. The fact that Pokemon's doing that whole alternate forms instead of adding a million new Pokemon every generation.
I'd rather them do that. We know them. They're our friends. We know these guys.
There are different.
I don't know Clink or Clang or fucking whatever dumb shit that they're gonna throw at me next. Ugh,
We got 900 or so. We don't need another 900. We could use.
I mean, it's gonna keep me going forever. Like I'm never gonna stop doing my shorts now. I'm on Gen 4 right now. I'm literally, I don't know if I'm ever gonna run out. I'm gonna be
That's
good for like
insurance.
4 years, dude.
Yeah, that's insurance for you. That's great. That's you'll have content forever, literally.
Forever.
Yeah, another one of the things that Thrifty does, we've talked about a little bit, are these really cool Pokemon shorts where she takes some of the artwork and everything. So once again, if you haven't already liked, you better go like one of those videos because they're pretty fun. And I she'll be doing it from now until 69
The
years.
end of
now.
time. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely Galarian Ponyta, huh? So the Rapidash or the Ponyta? Do you like the evolved form?
I don't like the Rapidash, weirdly enough. It's too I don't know. It just doesn't look that good in cards. Like if it looked better in Galarian Rapidash alt art, favorite card.
So
okay,
good.
Favorite. Like
Underrated.
Top 10 favorites of all time, probably. Like gotta be close.
What's it, $20 card right now? That's stupid.
It's probably like 30, but
okay, that's
yeah.
stupid. That's
yeah,
stupid.
it's so nice though. It's just so pretty and adorable. So like that I like, but like in no regular art card does it look that good. If you go through them, like
they haven't had
even
that
the
many.
shiny, even the shiny, not that great. Like the Ponyta, better in my opinion.
Okay, it's more My Little Pony vibes from the Ponyta.
Yeah,
I get more like majestic unicorn vibes from like the Rapidash.
Yeah, I get that. And like I guess it's like, what is that one? Never Ending Story or something? What is that? Never Ending?
Yeah, Never Ending Story. I love that with Treyu, Falcorn,
yes,
dog.
Damn.
Love that series.
That's what it reminds me of.
That was like the series that I first remember almost crying. I think that was the first series I ever remember crying.
Dude, I watched that like 1,000 times. We used to rent it at Albertsons every like week when we would go to Albertsons.
That horse, he had to leave his horse, man. The poor horse. Oh, man.
Dude, that's what it reminds me of.
About
so
it right
sad.
now, you know?
I just wrecked your day.
And I know I'm gonna have to put some eye drops in and get all ready for my next my live stream or whatever. Okay, so that's a good segue actually. But the next question, this is one that I kind of like to touch into towards the endish here. But it's always kind of interesting to hear the plans that people have for their channels here. So I know your channel is growing and you kind of have some plans for, you started doing the new live streams and stuff, which I really love. But do you have any other plans for like ThriftyTCG, any plans in the community, anything? Like are you going to a collector-con soon, or is there anywhere people can hang out with you or whatever?
Oh, yeah. So for as far as the channel goes, it's like I'm gonna be posting shorts for literally ever.
Yep.
That's fun, and it's a daily thing, or like I think I miss like 1 or 2 days a week depending on my week, you know.
It feels like it's pretty daily. Like I'm pretty seeing
I'm close. I think I take off like sometimes 2 days a week is like my max that I'll take off in a row, and that's when I'm off, you know, when I'm off work, because I don't wake up till, usually I post my videos at 9 a.m. every morning.
Nice.
And because this lady I work for gets up at 7:30, so I'm like doing nothing from 7:30 to 9.
Yeah.
So I just make the video during that time, and then
prime eBay hours right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. I prowl eBay a shitload because I'm doing not much. You know what I mean?
Anyone whose auctions end at between 7 and 9 a.m. on a weekday.
Oh, we getting them.
Oh, I'm taking it.
Exactly. I'm there for it. Yeah, dude.
Your foolishness will be to my advantage.
Yeah, you messed up, dog. You messed up big time, bro.
And that's okay. But yeah, and that's totally okay.
But I hope you learn your lesson, but thank you. Also,
but I would never recommend doing that. Yes, I would say that is not smart, and I would never recommend someone.
Honestly, I've learned so much about selling just from being a massive buyer during this time. Like even like I don't know, the story I have about selling one card, the first card I ever sold, the first card I ever bought, also the first slab I ever bought was a CP6 Charizard and a PSA 10.
Oh wow! Okay, so I'm sorry. How much? What did that go for at the time, and when was?
Okay, I bought it a week before Logan Paul gets in, right?
So at 350. Skyrocketed then.
At 350, right?
Yeah.
So after that box break, I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford this card after he breaks that box. That's literally my thought process going into that. And it's like so strange that I've never watched a Pokemon video. Like I've never I used to watch opening videos back when I was in 2016. That's all. I didn't care. Like Darium was my dude. Like
I love Darium. I want to get him on my channel someday.
you have to hit up Mason. He's the plug. He's the plug for Darium, 100%. Okay.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Mason, if you're watching this.
Sorry, he's gonna give him to Jake, I think, though, before he gives him to you. I'm sorry about that. But
I know you will, but that's fine.
I'm manifesting it so hard that like
Darium's one of my favorite pack openers, old school. Because he did Magic the Gathering for the longest time, and he had a store, and so my connection with that. So I love Darium. I'm right there with you.
My favorite dude. Okay, anyways.
He's so real.
So I buy that card, and then I start listening to Jake. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. I made a massive mistake.
God, if you just started listening to Jake after buying a CP6 Charizard.
After I paid $350 for a CP6 Charizard, I'm like, oh,
no, but you weren't. No, that was a smart decision. No, that defied all logic, but it still was a smart decision.
And then, like, at the time, I could have bought a PSA 10 base set Charizard for like 500 though. Like, that's, and I should have done that, but I was like, $500 is so much money, dude.
Nope.
Like,
the CP6 stonked more. It stonked more, so you still made the right decision.
Okay, so I sell that card right at maybe February after Logan Paul gets in, and it's like, you know, every week it was going up $150, and I was like, what? I feel insane keeping this. Like, it seems insane for me to own this card at this price, and I'm just like, this is irresponsible to own at this point. Mm-hmm. Based on what I'm hearing Jake say, there's 2 in a box sometimes. Like, he has 10 of them at PSA.
What price are you comfortable saying?
I first sell it for $750. Sorry, $750. Buy it now. And I was like kind of the start of the race to the bottom on that card, honestly, I think at that point. Because then after that, it starts like getting auctioned and it goes, you know, $400 or $500. So the guy, this is before eBay had the return policy adjustment. So 3 weeks later, the guy says, it's not as described and I'm returning it. After a $500 auction goes off, or like a $475 auction goes off. And I'm like, fuck this guy. Like, is this really happening right now? Like, I was so, it just pissed me off to no end. He wouldn't send me pictures of the card. It freaked me out so bad. I was so spooked that I was going to get a smash slab and he was going to take the card or something. Like, I'd never done this before. I was like, I'm insane for selling this card at $800. Like, this is insane to me. I'm totally out of my depth here.
So when you got it back, was it this?
It was fine. It was fine. Everything was fine. And I was like,
buyer's remorse because of the auction.
Exactly. And I was like, fuck this kid, whatever. And he was like a sports guy.
Yeah,
he was a sports guy.
That
so
should be loud.
Yeah, it was so shitty. And like, after he left me good feedback, he like says 3 weeks later, it's not as described after a shitty auction goes off. Like, fuck this guy. Anyways. So I'm like, bro, you can just probably sell this for more when the next time he breaks his box, which is like in a couple of months. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I get the card back. He sends it back, whatever. It's fine. I sell it right after Logan does the second box break for $850.
Nice.
So, and the guy was like, hey, there's like a weird like crack on the case or something. It looked like frosting in the case. It was weird. I don't know if it was like the humidity of Florida might have done something, but like the guy was really cool about it. I told him where I got it from. He was like, oh, that's like a respected person. You know, it's not like some dickhead on the internet. It's just like a real store that had it.
It's not a fake card. He was probably just concerned about a counterfeiting.
Yeah. So he was cool about it. He got it like reholdered, I'm pretty sure, at some point. And that was the last time I sold a card, but it spooked the shit out of me so bad that I was just like, this ain't it, dude. Like, this ain't it. I don't like this feeling, dude.
Having that experience is something that's scary.
It was the worst first experience I could have had.
And that's possible. Exactly.
And like,
that'll ruin it.
Of me to all hell. Like, and now I'm sitting here with like 10 grand worth of shit that I've paid for, that I've bought, like, that I don't want to deal with because I'm so like,
most of the time it doesn't feel like that though. I've had experiences like that before, but at the same time, I've also had eBay take my side on the cases when I was even.
eBay did take my side with this guy, and like, they were really cool about it.
Mm.
They saw that he was like basically like harassing me into like, and not like giving me the pictures I was asking for. I just wanted to make sure it was the right card, like that it was my card,
Right.
And, like, I was just so freaked out.
It's been so long, 3 weeks.
Exactly. It's like a
You
month
literally
later.
bought
I'm like
3 other cards.
I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I got it. Like, I got this dude. Like, I really.
You've already spent the money at that point. You've been paid out and spent it. So how then you get a refund back? Yeah.
Then I have to pay him back $700, and I just get this like thing back. I didn't really want for $700. Like, I don't.
And here's the messed up thing. Like, after selling the card, I don't know if this is how your mind might have worked, but some people would have celebrated it because it was something that they thought was
buy more or something like.
Something that was more
like a level up. Yeah.
And then 3 weeks later, you have a chargeback, and then you're like, wait a second, I wouldn't have ever bought that stuff if I knew this was going to happen. Yeah. And so then you can't return that other stuff because like you've used it unless you want to do the same thing.
Unless you want to be that guy and like
that guy. And that's something that people just don't as like. And that's the thing, though. I don't want it to sound like that's normal, though. That's not normal.
I know it's not, but it just.
I've sold 12,000 things in the last 2 years. Okay, Pokemon, and that is not normal. And when you do decide to come back to selling, I'm
like working my way up to it. I'm coming to Collecticon.
You'll probably have a much better experience too. I can almost promise to guarantee you'll have a better experience. I don't think you'll get that guy again.
He's not here anymore. I'm like 90.
Oh, he's definitely moved on. Yeah, that guy.
He's definitely not.
He's a sneaker. He's on the sneakers or whatever the hell.
Yeah. He was a DJ. That's the funny part.
Oh like, yeah, of course. He's definitely into sneakers.
He's this guy, like I wanted to like ruin him. I was like, my sister has a big Instagram. I could fuck his ass up real good.
It's unfortunate when people do that because it's like, okay, so when an auction goes really, really low. For a seller,
that's my fault that an auction went low. Like
the seller can't cancel that auction on the buyer because then they look like a bad seller for canceling an auction. It's like, no, you put it up for sale. You can't cancel that. But then when a buyer buys something in an auction or buys something and then decides they want to return it because they don't like the price of something because they got it for not as good of a deal, then it's okay. Like because they're a buyer and the buyer is always right. That's that bullshit, that collector mentality bullshit that I love to see in this hobby that my channel makes all kinds of haters for, but I always like to talk about. But that's the thing, what you experience is a real thing. But like I said, it's not a normal thing. That is not normal. People
it just
talk
like
about scams and the bad times.
And like I've seen so many things with like boxes lately, and like half of what I own is like Japanese boxes. And like I don't want to. I have expensive ass boxes, you know what I mean? Like it's not anything crazy, but they're, 5x what I paid for them. And like, I don't want to lose, I'd rather open them than lose the money, like
on return or something.
Return it, like, or have someone open them and like me and then send it back to me or whatever. And
eBay's authenticity guarantee might be your friend in this case now, because it does actually protect someone who does have reservations for that type of stuff. It protects people like that, sellers like that, just like it protects buyers, just the same way that it protects a buyer who feels like they might not want to buy something that's not authentic. They have to have a professional step in and say, hey, that's authentic. Because I personally hate the program. I think the program's awful, but I can totally understand.
It's so quick. Like I understand. Okay, I don't get 3 days, but I get 7 days, like to return something, like or whatever, because there has to be some kind of a stop point. But like, especially for me, it's like I don't come home till Saturday. Like if someone like, okay, anybody listening to this, you can definitely fuck me over, because if I buy something on a Monday, like or on a Sunday or Saturday when I'm home, I'm not going to check it until the next Saturday. You know what I mean? So like,
and that happened to Rev, because anyone who has a PO box or a private mailbox, it happens to me sometimes with items I'll buy. I won't go to my mailbox every single day. I'll go because I don't use my home address because I'm public. I don't want to dox myself.
Don't do that shit.
I make too many. I don't make friends. Like people don't like me sometimes. So I don't like to dox myself with that. So I have a PO box, but like,
smart boy.
Yeah, but it's like I don't go every day. Sometimes I go like twice a week. Sometimes it happens to be next to my post office, so I do oftentimes go there 3 times, 4 times a week.
Might as well,
going so often, but like if I don't get a notification for a couple of days, sometimes I won't even go in and check. So, and sometimes things don't get notifications. So yeah. So it happens, and the 3-day thing is a little bit aggressive, and I get where they're coming from with that. And that's neither here nor there either. That's not even my issue with it, is the time period thing. My more issue is my whole issue with just grading and just in general is like, who's the expert? Like, when it really comes down to it, are you really an expert? The person who is being shipped my card? Because like, I personally value my opinion more than most other people's opinions. I'm just gonna blindly ship to. But that's because I'm an egotistical egomaniac. And
you've also seen a ton of shit. Like you've held and sold like and bought things. You know what I mean? It's not as scary for you, I guess. It's
only
like
because of it's
hella spooky to me, and I wish it wasn't. Like,
right.
I can't wait to go to Collecticon and like sell to people in person and like see someone be happy with something that they bought from me. Like, I love the idea of that. Like, that sounds awesome to me. And like talking about Japanese cards for like 10 minutes with somebody. Like, I saw kids at Collecticon in Charlotte. Like, there are kids out there. This kid's dressed as Ash Ketchum. He's asking for Japanese VMAX Climax. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Awesome. He knows the good sets.
Yes. Like,
we
got him, dude.
It wouldn't be a 2022 podcast.
Oh my God. I was so happy. Yes, 100%. I'm there. I have more boxes of that than probably anything else that I own.
I wish I could say that. I'm honestly really late to the table with that. I still haven't picked up my boxes.
Well, you can, and they're cheap. It's great.
Right, and that's why I haven't. But it's gonna be.
You don't have to yet. You can wait like 6 months, and you'll be fine. You might get them for like $5 more a box, but you'll be fine.
I'm gonna wake up and they're gonna be moved, and I'm gonna be really mad at myself. So
when they go $5 up, or like if they jump to 60, you just gotta snatch them all. Like
that's what everyone will be doing. Literally, everyone will be doing.
They're 50 right now, like 40.
They were 44.
Some people.
They've already gone up a little bit to 50, but they were 44 for a little while, about a few weeks back. So I
don't mind it. I'll pay it all day. I don't care.
Yeah, it's a good price.
That and EV Heroes are probably what I have the most of.
Oh, you actually have some EV Heroes. I sold all of that. I had a lot and I sold a bunch of it.
I should. If you have Volt Tackle, sell that shit too.
Is that a reprint?
Yes, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I heard from Rob. Rob has like a guy that he deals with in Japan, and they're saying that the EV Heroes gym box is getting reprinted. I said, fuck, no, it's not. I said, you're insane, dude. That is not happening. And he's like, I swear to God, this is what the guy told me. And like, I can't, that's all I can tell you. I was just like, that is not normal, dude. That is insane shit.
Hold on, I better put my bear hat on here.
Put the bear hat on, sell your EV Heroes gym box, boys, right now, because that shit's like $800 right now, okay? Have you seen that movie? Yes. Go Google it right now.
I sold mine at $550. That was when
I think they were like I was looking at them like a couple months ago, and they were like $450, and I was like, I think this is a good thing to just eventually get. But I didn't want to spend $450. Like, I'm like, the boxes at that time were like $125, right? So I'm like,
it makes sense for the EV at that time, yeah.
It didn't, and then it just mooned. Like, I don't know what happened. All Japanese things that are expensive went worse, like got worse. Like the stamp box went from $190 to $175, $80 to like 300 something.
Are they that much now? Really?
I have the one with the stamps.
Yeah, I do. That's what's back there.
And that one's like 350 right now.
That's crazy to me because that was 200. It didn't move for so long.
It didn't move forever, and all of a sudden it moved at the same time. Everything went up like 20%. It's just like weird. I don't know what happened.
They are cool promos, so I don't blame them. I don't blame that.
I want to open it soon just so I can see if it's worth sending to PSA, because like, I don't know.
I have a few copies and I opened one, and mine was really bad that I opened. So I have my other copies I didn't open, but I'm not going to open them because I just don't want to risk it also being bad. I don't think, does it matter? It's not like a sealed product. Mine wasn't sealed. Mine is like in a weird bag. It's not. It's in like this weird like plastic cellophane like
Yeah.
bag thing, and it's just when you undo it, you can see it's been undone, and it really irks me. So like if I
I've
were to buy that,
never tried to open it, and I was just like, I have it in a box somewhere, and I'm just
I
like,
opened one of them, and yeah, and my sealed one, like there's one little white dot, and I was like, oh god, this is it's on the
give me a
Cromra.
9.
So
God
it'd be a 9, and it's just not. I decided to keep it sealed.
Yeah.
Have my promo pack in the open thing.
You know, Dan has showed something on his streams where he like got a stamp page graded. Have you ever seen the thing I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I don't think it's a Pokemon stamp thing, but it's some kind of stamps, or maybe it's coins. I don't know, but I want to see if somebody would grade the whole sheet of stamps.
They're so cool because mine also, I paid a little extra for the actual stamps, and the holographic on the stamps.
It's hollow, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's like Cosmos Hollow.
It's Cosmos Hollow.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that, honestly.
So legit. I wanted to use it. I was like, there's nobody who deserves this stamp. There's nobody in the world.
Nobody in this world.
I wouldn't put it on a thing to Arita himself. It is that special to me, and they're that cool looking.
Oh my god, dude.
And
I'm excited.
In the US, so I like them a lot because of that.
And I heard like there was all that shit about how you couldn't send them out of Japan because it's like illegal or some shit, and it's like
probably is, but I don't know. Maybe they're saying that shit because they want it.
I think the lore of that is like interesting too. It's like, you know, like most of them, I would say like 75% of them on eBay were without stamps. Like
I got one on Facebook. I have a regular Japanese supplier on Facebook that I go to, and that's where I got mine from. So I got stamps with it. But
that's awesome because not a lot of them came with it, unless you had to like search it intentionally.
You had to pay extra, I think, a lot of the time.
Yeah. Oh, at least like I think they were charging like $20 extra for each of those, and like the stamp page, if you tried to buy that, is like $50 right now.
Oh, really?
Just the stamps, yeah.
Wow. So those things are really expensive.
It's interesting. It's an interesting area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think it's because those things were also want something that people were like, oh, they're gonna reprint it or reprint it all and blah blah. So it's scared.
Yeah, there's only 100,000. I mean, there's enough people to eat that up. Like those Pikachus are fire. That Cramorant is the only time I've ever given a shit about Cramorant.
Same.
Like
I agree. It's a good card. Yeah. And that's what it's crazy that
it's like a Scream. It's like it's a no-brainer. Like the Screams, it seems like that to me. Like if I was there when the Screams were around, that seems like the same vein.
I would have bought 1 million of them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Or at least 10 of them, you know.
And that's when Pokemon was way cheaper. So shit was way more attainable, and you could actually get them for like probably $100-$200 a set for all.
Some people aren't that type of collector though at the same time, because like at that time most people weren't investing, they were collecting. And so like to be that type of collector, you have to be the type to want to hold.
You have to have like foresight or like whatever.
Like Echo based collectibles, he's the type who I've heard him say many times he likes having a whole sheet, a whole 9 slot page on a binder. And I'm the same way. I like having a whole binder.
Okay, I know your favorite binder is the Eevee binder. Okay, what other binders do you have?
And so like I'm also a collector who buys multiples of things that I really like. And so there's that.
Do you want to know what I have a binder of like that? The only thing that I do is the reverses from the Japanese 25th anniversary set.
So the
Mew and the Pikachu. I have a binder of those. There's the reverse hollow. There's about 4 in a box. Because I think that this reverse hollow is like the Japanese version of Legendary Collection. Like that's how I kind of view it. And I think that's how it may be seen in the future.
I'm trying to remember what it looks like, the reverse.
It's like a box hollow, like almost like it's.
Oh, I know the pixel. It looks like pixels kind of, but little box.
No, that's Shiny Star V. It has that.
Ah, so it's a little different than that. Oh no, Thrifty, we lost you. Oh no, okay, let me try to get her back, guys. Hold on just a moment here. We'll talk for a moment and I'll get her back in here. Yeah, it looks like we lost her. Maybe she lost internet connection, so we're gonna email her the link again. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the whole hollow pattern on the reverses are for the different Japanese sets. As someone who doesn't open up a lot of Japanese, tough to remember. Yeah, so we'll give Thrifty a couple minutes and I will hang out with you guys here and we'll show a couple of cards here. What do I have in the background? From things that we have just recently won in auctions. We have some heavy packs here, chat. Well, I guess you're not the chat, you're the comments here. I'm used to being live. Okay, she messaged me. Her computer died on her. And so we're going to be hanging out here and we're going to be talking a little bit while she finds a cord to plug her computer in. And she'll be right back. But yeah, hopefully you guys have been enjoying this talk. I know it's a little bit, a little bit different than what we usually do. I kind of just love talking to different people in the hobby. And obviously Elise is one of my favorite people to interact with. And I interact constantly with her in Discord. So it's been kind of nice to be able to just kind of chit chat and get her story and everything. But hopefully you guys enjoy that as well. Oh, let's go. She's quick. She's back real quick on this one. We were expecting to have to be talking to ourselves for a lot longer here. Nice.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good. We've been rambling for so long. I made your computer die, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Dude, that was hilarious. I was like, oh fuck.
The funniest thing is we were wrapping it up too, so that's good. So yeah. So we were talking about the different reverse patterns that the different specialty sets have, and I specifically can't remember what they all are. Like I said, I thought that the little pixelated thing, but that's Chinese Star V. So I'm trying to remember what I didn't open very much of the normal. I have a booster box.
I didn't either. That's the crazy thing. I just like the way it looks, and it just gives me the same vibes as Legendary Collection does. It's not as like in your face or like as aggressive as the firework pattern for sure, but like in a subtle way, it's Japanese. It's their, like, that's how I feel like their version is or would be,
That makes sense. So that's your biggest bag that you're holding then.
Yeah, right? Those are my bags. Yes, okay, so I will carry those bags for years. I don't care.
I have a similar bag to that, and it's probably my Amazing Rare stack. I have a stack of Amazing.
Oh, your Celebies, baby. Yes.
So those are there. Those are also there, but there's all the other Amazing Rares like that.
Oh, no.
I didn't buy those out. Those are just things that have come to me over the course. The Celebi was the only one I made any big.
Dude, I love the Celebi though. You can't be mad at owning that like a million.
Cool. I like it. I made the decision at the time, and I stand by the fact that I would probably make the same. I wouldn't make the same decision, but let's just say I like it. But
hey, in 15 years, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be in a never punished spot. I think.
I just can't bring myself to sell them for less than $1. You know what I mean? Like I can't bring myself.
Or sell them to me. That's fine.
Right. And so I would only dump them to someone else who's gonna do the same thing I'm doing, who likes them more than they're willing to let them go for that. So
I have a whole binder of. I have a lot of Amazing Rares actually.
I like them. I really
do like them.
Yeah, I do. I like the texture on the cards. That's what I like about them. Yeah.
I always that's what I hate. Okay. Japanese Vs have texture in VMAX Climax. They do not, the Trainer Gallery Vs do not have texture in English.
Oh.
So that is my point. I've been saying this for a while now. Make Vs great again. And that is the way you do it. The Trainer Gallery Vs don't make you feel so shitty when you hit one. Like you're excited when you hit a Trainer Gallery V. And you get a normal V and you're like, oh, fuck this. Like Ryan is just like smashing them against his like.
We're not going to get the Trainer Gallery forever though, Thrifty. You have to.
No, for sure not. They have to do something is what I mean. Like,
yeah, I agree.
They can't just like, if you're going to give us this rarity that nobody gives a shit about, literally everyone's like over it. GXs, Vs, whatever.
Skip by it. Yeah.
It's not necessary, or like you have to do better to make people actually give a shit, which they're doing perfectly with the trainer galleries in these sets.
Yeah.
I don't, you know,
VMAX Climax
he's great again. That's what I'm saying.
Such a great set. Like I wonder how long that people are going to be sleeping. I have no one sleeping on
No
that.
one is sleeping on that shit. Everyone's just opening it
It's just so
or
funny.
keeping it sealed in their closets, like with a case of it, you know.
It's true. And that's
I probably
why
have
I'll
8
get my
boxes,
case soon.
so.
I'll get my case sooner rather than later. All right. Well, everyone, if you spent this time with us here, thank you. If you want to just spend it just one more second and go up to Thrifty, like and comment and subscribe to her channel, please. Let's help her grow that channel. And then after you've done that, like, comment, subscribe to this channel. I'm sure most of you already have. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I greatly appreciate you finally, or us finally being able to mesh
ourselves. Talking face to face. I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a long time in the coming, but it's definitely it's been a good one. So this has been one of my favorite ones for sure. So I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you, and I will see you soon I've been thinking about you and the boys for a crossover night. I don't know, like a bear, a bull, and a god walk into a bar. That's gonna be the name of the title of that podcast with the 3 of you guys.
Am I the most bearish person in Pokemon YouTube right now? The most
probably. Am I? There's not that many bears that are out there. I don't know.
What I've become these days.
You're the big bear.
I used to be, I feel like I used to be the one that people thought I was just shilling modern and everything, but you know, now
you are shilling modern and you're also a bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess you can have both of those things, can't you? That being said, go buy some Evolving Skies for me, guys. Go buy some.
Don't do that. Stop telling them to
don't do that. Not financial advice, but
go buy Lost Origins for 105 or something.
No. VMAX Climax Thrifty. We've already talked about this. The best buy in Pokemon right now is most.
We're trying to shill your shit. I'm trying to shill you, dog. Like,
no.
Lost Origins right now. I know you're excited. I want you to be excited.
Don't worry. Lost Origins is gonna do just fine. I know there's some bearishness surrounding it, but the fact of the matter is it's got Pichu, Charizard,
the best character rares out of VMAX Climax are coming in that.
Gold Mew, Gold Pikachu. Like, come on, get out of here. I love it already. Like, I'm gonna enjoy opening that set for like other
I ain't mad about any of the cards I've seen in that set yet. So
yeah, I'm liking it. Yeah, but and that being said, thank you again. We'll see you guys on the next one. And until then, peace out, guys.